Thank you, everyone, for coming. This is the Maintenance and Operations Better Together track. So if that's where you are hoping to be, you're in the right place. If not, move on. However, it's going to be great, so you'll be missing something. We have a distinguished guest, a list of speakers, and they'll be joined by some panelists, but you have to suffer through what I have to say first. I hope just to set the stage a little bit for what my speakers are going to talk about. And I'm Paula Hollywood with ARC Advisory Group, in case you didn't know. Okay, so again, we have great speakers, panelists, panel. Okay, I want to know, show of hands, no polls here, that would be IT stuff. Show of hands, is this still existing in your plant, in your facility, in your organization? No? Really?
I would say absolutely everywhere. Yes.
Okay, we have some honest people here. We really have some honest people. So I should have gone to you first. I should have known. Yeah, it shouldn't have to be this way. It just shouldn't. We have the tools now to work together because there are more similarities than differences. And we have more in common than we think we do. And make no mistake, operations is always going to be king. And maintenance will never rise to that level, at least my opinion. But they are not the red-headed stepchild. They deserve to be respected. They contribute a lot. They keep the operations going. But there needs to be more cooperation and collaboration between the two for the betterment of the organization and to meet those organizational goals than what's happening a lot of times. So one of the ways that we can do that is asset performance management. Now, if I ask each one of these panelists, but I'm not going to, but if I do, to define what asset performance management is to you, it might be different than what it is to Paul, or Bob, or Claire, or any one of these people in this room. Okay, but because it has been on an evolution, as you can see. And we are moving more, if you drop all the way down to where it says users, from maintenance to operations, maintenance, and engineering, that's really what we're trying to get to here, is that we have the tools, better tools than we ever had to make this happen. So why aren't we doing it? Why aren't we practicing asset performance management? And while we're on this topic, my position is that, I don't want to give this away too much, asset performance management is not about maintenance. It's about maintenance and operations working together. So what are the objectives of those two seemingly disparate organizations? Production is concerned with on-time delivery, quantity, quality, and to reduce production costs. Maintenance goals are to increase asset availability, asset reliability, and extend the life of those assets, all at reduced cost. A lot easier said than done. What are their functions? Their functions are different. Production maintains and records readings and measurements. They ensure optimal performance. They coordinate the maintenance activities to some degree, and they are responsible for maintaining compliance. The maintenance organization, on the other hand, has a different charter. They inspect things and test things and service the equipment. They remove and install. They can adjust and align and calibrate and repair and replace and overhaul and rebuild. That's a tall order. But if we're not doing it collaboratively, we're missing the boat. So here we go again, the collaboration. They have more in common, their goals are more in common than they are apart. Things like business processes. Let's do those, or institute those business processes that makes life easier for both organizations. Industry requirements, we both have to be respectful of those. We both want to extend asset life cycle. We want to get as much out of those as we possibly can. We're all concerned about customer satisfaction because if we don't have satisfied customers, they're not coming back. We want to reduce risk. We want to reduce cost. We want to reduce energy usage. We need to maintain regulatory compliance, and we need to meet those financial objectives. And that's not just the responsibility of production and maintenance, but it's the entire organization. But these two are so closely aligned that I don't think they can be separated anymore. Anybody here practice operator-driven reliability? In your facilities, you do. Okay. Anybody out here? I got to be honest with you, I haven't heard about this term in a long time. But I did hear somebody mention it yesterday in my workshop, and he said that he was actually going to institute it in his organization, that was the next thing on his agenda that he intended to do. And I thought, oh, there's that term. I really haven't heard it in a long time. But what that is that, you know, the operators get involved a little bit more. They identify abnormal conditions. They prepare for the maintenance with either lockout or tag out, perhaps, or clean and isolate the device. They can perform root cause analysis and generate work requests. But what it does, it speeds time to failure detection. That's good for us because we want to know that faster and faster so that we can act on them. It minimizes the opportunities for random failures because that's really what we hate. That's really what the goal of asset performance management is to minimize or eliminate those random failures. And it also improves process reliability and increases plant availability. So I'm glad to hear that people are still latching onto this because I think it's a worthy endeavor. So again, to me, asset performance management is not just about maintenance, it's not just about production. It's about working together for those common goals. So we have all of these attributes now in the systems, low-cost sensors, remote monitoring, and roll it all up into those systems, starting from the bottom up, so that we can maximize our profits and reduce the other factors. But again, it takes collaboration. Nobody's the king here anymore. It's everybody's going to be a prince. Can we go with that? Can we get everybody to accept that? So, this question is asked over and over and over at conferences. It came up yesterday too. Who is responsible for reliability? Everybody. Just the same as safety, customer satisfaction, product quality. Everybody is responsible for it. So assume the responsibility. Be proactive in maintaining that reliability of your facility. Make sure it's a safe place to work. Don't let anybody work in unsafe conditions. You know, all of those things. So step up and be responsible and participate. Otherwise, you won't get the benefit.